Okay, Russell, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, glad to be here.
We're from Scandinavia, and we've been hearing a lot about landing pages and funnels and things like that. And to be honest, I think that the Scandinavian market is not using landing pages as much as they do in the US.
Yeah.
Can you please just explain like the basics of what a landing page is and the difference between that and a website?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I look at like when I got started, I've been doing this for about 12 years now. And back then it was funny because we'd set up a website and we'd spend some money to drive traffic to it and it would just work, right? You put $1 in ads in and make $2 back out.
Yeah.
And it was really easy at first. But then again, that was 12 years ago, and then more people got it started and everyone starts jumping in, there's more websites, more competition, it got harder and harder. And so we got a point where we'd put $1 in advertising in and we'd lose money every time. And we're like, oh, we got to figure out a way to make this better. So we started just trying to figure out different ways we could change our sales process to make money. And so one of the biggest things we did is started breaking it down where instead of sending someone directly to your website, we send them to like a lead capture page. So the first thing they come and they give us their email address and then they'd see our website. And at first we actually, it made us less money at first because less people saw our website, but we were getting everyone's email addresses so then we could follow up with them and kind of keep trying to sell them. And because of that, over like 3 or 5 days, we'd start making more and more money from that.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. So then we started putting $1 in ads back in and we get $2 would come back out. And so it started working and that's kind of where it first started. And then from there, again, that's just landing page. And then we started looking at like, how else do we make this funnel better? So then we started adding like upsells and downsells, and just, it really took our businesses from like a flat website with all your products to step one is getting their email address, step two selling them one product, then the next step selling the next one, and by breaking the sequence down like that, it made it so we could make 10 times as much money from the same amount of traffic coming through, and
That's
made
awesome.
it all profitable again.
Yeah. Would you say that a landing page is more important now in 2015 than it was in 2013 or 2012?
For us, yeah, it is for sure. Just because you look like what asset in your business is worth a lot of money, right? Like the biggest asset is like your list, and that's how we grow our list now. And like for example, if I go to Facebook and I spend $2 or say $1 to get somebody to come to my website, that's like a one-time transaction that's gone, right?
Yeah.
But we focus and put that $1 to get somebody to give us their email address. Now we own that person's name and we can get them to our website over and over. And so for us, that's our focus, is like driving people, getting them on, taking the landing page, getting them on our email list, and then that's the asset we focus on.
Okay, so where do you get the traffic from? What's the biggest traffic source or the best traffic source right now to get traffic?
It kind of depends. We're in a lot of different markets, and so like a lot of like our internet marketing businesses, we focus on Facebook. That's our best traffic sources. For our supplement though, Facebook doesn't like supplements. They always kick us off, and so we're never successful with our supplements there.
Okay. Yeah.
But like banner ads on news sites and blogs is what has made our supplement blow up really, really big. And so kind of depends on the different businesses. Every business is kind of different, but I think primarily the main ones, the three that we get the most of our traffic from, are Facebook, and then from banner ads on people's blogs, and then the third would be renting ads in people's email newsletters.
Oh yeah.
And those are the three that probably drive 95% of all the traffic for us.
So can any business get into landing pages and funnels and stuff, or is it for just internet stuff and things like that?
It's funny, people ask me that a lot, and I've got a friend who's kind of like my guinea pig on stuff like that, because he has a real business. He's a chiropractor.
Oh yeah.
And he always is like, well, how does this internet thing work for me? Because I don't, and so we always test things out with him, and so it's been fun. We actually, what he does for his chiropractic business is he goes to restaurants and he'll put in like a jar that says, put in your business card for free adjustment, or things like that. And that's how he's grown his business offline forever. And so we said, okay, let's take that concept, let's put it online. And so we made a website. It was a landing page. It was like the same thing. It was like, give us your email address for free, the same free gift he was giving at the stores.
Smart.
And then went to Facebook and drove ads through there.
Yeah.
And he was just getting leads like crazy, just boom, 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 coming in for the same offer he was doing offline, but doing it online through a landing page.
Yeah.
And he's built his company 2 or 3 times over just by adding in the same offline lead generation he's doing, adding it online. And it's been amazing for him. So yeah, it definitely works for all. Sometimes you have to think about it a little bit, like how do I make this relate to my business? But so far, I've never found a business that we couldn't figure out how to make it work just by tweaking a couple things,
Cool. So I also have one last question for you, because you're kind of a very well-known person in this sphere, and you you create a lot of different kind of content. I follow your podcast, Marketing in Your Car. That's really cool. And I follow your website and your newsletters and stuff like that. But everyone here is talking about that they need to create more content, more media. Media is kind of the new currency almost to get people in to websites and stuff like that. But how important is it for a brand or a business to create a lot of content to get people around your brand? Do you just need a good landing page with just a good sales letter, or is it smart to have more content all around the places?
A year ago, I would have given you a different answer. A year ago, we focused more on just landing page paid ads, but it's interesting, you look at the ad networks like Facebook and other ones, like they don't like us doing that kind of thing. They want us to promote content on their sites. And so because of that, they're punishing people that are going straight to landing pages sometimes, and they're rewarding people that are going to content. And so for us, we make big transitions in our company where we promote like from Facebook to content and then from content to our landing pages. And so that's what they're kind of forcing us. So because that content's really, more so now than ever before, like really important. The biggest thing I found though is it can be hard to create content, especially all the time. And so it's getting good at figuring out a way that's easy for you. Like, my podcast, like I tried to do a podcast for years. I'd record an episode and then I would never do it again. And finally I was like, if I'm gonna actually do this, I'm gonna do it on my phone while I'm driving to the office. And so I literally pull my phone out of my pocket, I click record and I drive and I do it.
That's amazing.
And then because of that, it gets done. Like I've done 105 episodes now. And I didn't even think about it, but I went back and we actually had someone transcribe all the episodes and put them like back to back to back. And it was like, I don't know, like 12 or 13 hours of content. And I was like, for me to sit down with the microphone and record 13 hours of content would take me forever. And I never would have done it. But because I just had little chunks where I was doing it where it's convenient for me, it became what it has. And so I think for people, it's like figuring out what's the best communication style for you. Is it video like this? Is it audio? Is it writing? Like, figure out what you're good at and just make it consistent. Because if it's something that you don't love or you're not consistent, it never will do anything. So being very consistent is the key, and doing it in a format that you love, that you'll be able to keep up with, and those are kind of the keys we found.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.